It seems like everybody these days is doing videos about electrified trucks. Well, today is my turn. I'm going to do the first drive in the Chevy Silverado EV RST, and we're going to see, I don't know, maybe some hot dogs are going to get maimed in this video. You're going to have to watch to find out. The Silverado EV RST is the electric full-size truck offering from Chevrolet. And in the world of mega horse-powered instant torque trucks, the Silverado doesn't disappoint. So, power numbers on the Silverado EV RST, you're looking at 754 horses, 785 pound-feet of torque. Now that is with wide open watts mode, so I don't really know what it is. If you're not in that mode, they wouldn't tell us, but they did say it's the right amount of torque and power, so I guess take that for what it is. On the work truck, you're gonna get 510 horsepower, 615 pound-feet of torque. Now this is a big vehicle. The work truck weighs in at about 8,500 pounds, so I'm guessing that this RST, you're looking at more like 9 grand. Definitely screams off the line when you depress the throttle as expected. All 785 pound-feet of torque readily available for you to absolutely smoke any kind of acceleration situation. One thing I will say about wide open watts, the front end does get a little bit squirrely, but also not as crazy as that Hummer EV did. So this is a little bit more composed. By comparison, the Cybertruck makes 845 horses and can get to 60 miles an hour at 2.6 seconds. But I wouldn't know. I didn't get invited to that Go Rodeo. Even with less horsepower, you will not be disappointed by the RST version of the Silverado EV when it comes to going. To corral all of that power, you're going to get all-wheel drive. That comes standard. You're also going to have available all-wheel steering, which, let me tell you, on a bigger vehicle is really going to help you maneuver this thing a lot more easily and make this feel a lot more nimble and like a smaller vehicle. Together, that means a lot of grip and excellent maneuverability. Small parking lots and tight turns can be tackled really easily. And when it comes to towing or off-roading, it is a massive bonus as well. So you're not going to get cool goodies like crab walk. That might become available on the Trail Boss, but that version of this truck is not coming out until at least next year. You can add an adaptive air suspension, and that comes with different settings and different drive modes, as well as adjustable ride heights, raising or lowering the Silverado EV by 2 inches. You can lower it to get into a smaller garage or raise it to go over obstacles. This does not feel like driving a truck. The air suspension pretty much eliminates any kind of really nasty road imperfections. I can still feel a little, bump here or there, but as far as the ride goes, it's very, very easy. And I don't have any play in this steering wheel like a normal truck. I'm not all over the road. This actually drives a lot smaller than the gas-powered Silverado, in my opinion. The low-profile tires on these massive 24-inch 8-lug wheels didn't detrimentally affect the ride for me all that much. I would definitely prefer something a little bit smaller with a little bit more sidewall just for a little bit more comfort. But if you want to change those massive 24s out for 18s, you can. Same lug pattern and the brakes will fit underneath those. I've mentioned the Hummer a couple of times just because it rides on all of the same platform and everything else. On that one, I definitely thought it was severely under-braked. I do not have that same experience here. We're also dealing with a little bit less horsepower because that one had, I think, 1,000 horsepower. But these brakes feel confident. I do not feel like I have to way plan ahead. Yes, this is an electric truck, but it is definitely capable of doing truck things. That's not in question like it is with other electric trucks. Cybertruck. The most capable version of the Silverado EV is going to be the RST, at least for now. This is going to be able to tow 10,000 pounds and carry a payload of 1,500 pounds. The work truck, a little bit less. It can still tow 10,000 pounds, but its payload is going to be 100 pounds less, 1,400 pounds. I can do math. Is that a metric that will change at some point? I mean, who knows? With over-the-air updates, almost anything is possible. But by comparison, the Ford F-150 Lightning can also tow 10,000 pounds, with the Rivian R1T and the very polarizing Cybertruck towing up to 11,000 pounds. These three rivals all have higher payload capacities as well.
but the Silverado EV is hardly a wilting flower.
While we're on the usability subject, this does come with the multi-flex gate, and with the mid gate, that means that you can haul something that is over 10 feet long. While this is a first drive, I'm going to talk just a little bit about this and how you interact with the car. You are going to get the 17.7-inch touchscreen here. You've got an 11-inch screen here and a 14-inch head-up display. So there is plenty of ways to get all of your information. No Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto, so GM has definitely said goodbye to those ways to interact with your smartphone. But you are set up with Google built in, so Google Maps that can take you to charging stations, other kinds of things. You can ask Google to like tell you a joke. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
How do trees access the internet?
I don't know.
They log in.
Oh God, that's really terrible. I really like that at the end of that.
Also, Super Cruise does come in the Silverado EV. As you may have seen in previous videos, I have towed with this in the gas-powered Silverado, and you can tow with the EV as well. While it is a new experience, there was never a time that I felt like there was any jeopardy for me or the trailer that I had on it. Also, Super Cruise has expanded its routes. So, not just on highways now, but you can also use Super Cruise on some more rural roads. The Ford F-150 Lightning with an extended range battery is rated at 320 miles. The Tesla Cybertruck's maximum is 320 miles, while the Rivian R1T can cover up to 410 miles.
The RST bests all of those with 440 miles of range. Now this is DC fast charge capable to 350 kilowatts if you're lucky enough to find one that is working at that capacity. But what that means, 100 miles in about 10 minutes of charging. Just about at the halfway point of my drive, I am at 62% here for range, and it says I got 290 miles left. Do you really need more than that?
This also means if you're tailgating or running power tools, that is something that you can run off of your truck. You can also charge another EV, like the Cybertruck, as it's chopping off your fingers. For those saying this truck can't cover heavy work, they would probably be wrong. I think this is going to be a great vehicle for city fleets, and if you're working on a farm where you're not traveling long distances on a regular basis, you're really not going to have any complaints. Standard safety features include forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection, plus a following distance indicator.
There is a catch, however, to all of this really cool tech and super long range. Pricing on the Silverado EV RST starts at $96,495. That is a lot of money.
You may not be ready for an electrified truck, and that's fine. But if you are, this is capable, it's comfortable, it's got great tech, and range. The Chevy Silverado EV RST is definitely one to look at. It's got a lot to recommend it. And no hot dogs were killed in the making of this video. Oh my gosh, they're not even gonna stay there. All right, maybe they would have been. Why is that guy shaking his head? Oh, okay, I think that guy like knows that this was an electric truck, and he was in a Ford F-150, and he was like, no, not everybody's gonna like or want this truck. And that's fine.